Welcome to this second training. In this training you will learn to start up your own financial records with 123 Poultry. This video is made by Poultry to promote their new application, and unique about this application is that it does not require any calculations or Excel skills. So anybody could start up their own financial records. In this video we will once again discuss the basics of financial record keeping. If you're totally new to financial record keeping, I would recommend reviewing the other video first. Then we're going to show how to work with 123 Poultry Income and Expense Manager. And at last we do the profit calculation and the financial analysis with the application. Repetition is key in learning, so we will discuss once again the 4 basics. When you start with your financial records on your farm, it's important that you keep records on everything you buy and sell on the farm. And when you buy something, it's an expense, and when you sell something, it's an income. And eventually you can calculate your profit by calculating the difference between the income and expenses. To visualize that, you will have your farm in the middle, and you will have an income side and an expense side. First we will discuss the income side. So you might be a broiler farm, then you will be selling meat. Or you might be a layer farm, then you mainly will sell eggs. Of course eventually you will sell meat as well. Some farms sell their manure and feathers, but the majority of the income will be meat and eggs. So that will be your income side. But you need to buy goods in order to be able to produce that meat or eggs, and that will be the expenses that you have on your farm. It always starts with day old chicks, so the birds you will raise, then you will give them feed, that will be the majority of the cost. And then labor and salary to yourself, veterinary supplies to keep your birds healthy, sometimes you need medicines and of course vaccinations. And at last you have other costs, and this is a variety of things like energy cost, taxes, chick paper, you name it, things you have to buy for your farm. Eventually the farm goal will of course be to earn a profit, because any farm needs to somehow make a profit in order to earn an income, to grow your business, and to ensure your farm's continuity. So once again, you want to invest in the expenses in order to, through your farm's activity, earn more money and develop your farm. In this video we will teach you how to use Poultry Farm Manager to make it digital. So we developed a free application for Android and iPhone, and it helps you to keep your financial records, because we truly believe that with our products you will be able to earn a better profit, and we want you to be able to calculate that as well. And it will help you to calculate your farm situation. So you will get a nice overview of your total profit and your income and expenses. And this video will show you how to get to there in simple steps. Here we have the expense overview. Some of you might recognize it from the earlier video. It's basically a summary of all the expenses that occur on a farm. It's somewhat simplified for demonstration purposes. So we have the categories. There are feed, day-old chicks, labor, veterinary supplies and other. Then under remarks you see the specification, what the expense was, and eventually the amount. In the next slide we will show you the Poultry 123 Poultry expense tracker. This is a printable form which you can find on 123poultry.com. It's a little bit more extended with the date, the flock. So if you made these expenses for a specific flock, you could assign them to them. The expense type, the amount, once again the remark. It also allows you to add quantity, to recognize the numbers, and eventually a check mark where you can say it's entered into the application. And we will now show you how to transfer this file into the application and get the overviews. I copied the top line and will now show you how to enter that into the application. So if you haven't downloaded the application yet, just keep watching and eventually download it to understand it. Otherwise, you might recognize already the images. So this is the expense manager. When you go to finance and click on expense, you will see this. To add the first line of expenses, you need to click add expense. It will open up a pop-up. You could click on the date and a date checker will open up, and that will allow you to change the date. And you can select flock, type, cost amount, remark and quantity. Eventually it's only mandatory to add the type and cost amount, but it's highly recommended to add the date and flock as well as a remark for yourself. Eventually it will look like this. So I entered the data, then click save, and then it will be stored into the system. We will do the same for the income overview. Once again, it's from the previous video, and it will look like this when you download the income tracker on the 123POULTRY website. Just add the lines what happened, and then we will enter the farm income in exact the same fashion, except we will go to farm income, click farm income, enter the data. It has the same setup as farm expenses, so you will be able to recognize how to do it. There is always the chance that you make mistakes. That's no problem at all. Just check the expense and income history. It will be right below farm expense, and you could simply click on the three dots and it will allow you to edit or delete the expense or income. If you click edit, the same pop-up will come up and you will be able to change it. If you have multiple flocks, you could select a specific flock to see all those expenses or income related to it. That will be in the top right corner. Just click all flocks and then all your flocks will come up. And eventually you can change the period as well. So if you want to see all spendings from the last 4 weeks, just click on all time and then select the period you want to analyze. Then we come to the financial analysis part. As I promised, no calculations are necessary to do this. So in the meantime, I entered all the data into the application from the two lists, and that will give me an overview like this. So you might recognize the total lines from total income 32,500 and total expenses 25,000. It will give you a total profit of 7,500. And that's one nice thing to have, but you also want to have detailed analysis, which I will discuss in the coming slides. Then we will go to the detailed insights, and these are the income and expense cost per bird. Note that in the previous video the number of birds was 10,000 from the example, so that's why you will see everything divided by 10,000. So you will get an income table, which basically will tell you what category it was, the total amount, and per bird. And the per bird is divided by 10,000 because you said you had 10,000 birds at the farm. And you can see a clear line total, so you earned $3.25 per bird. And you will have a similar table for the expenses. And you can see exactly how much you spent per bird on the categories. So you see that you spent 40 cents on a day check, €1.30 for feed, 20 cents on labor, 40 cents on others, and 20 cents on veterinary supplies. So that will give you a total spending of 2.5. And with these insights, I will discuss in later videos how to make more calculations with them, but it already shows you a lot about how your cost and income structure was on your farm. Then you will see, when you scroll down, the monthly cash flow. So you could see per month how much you spent and how much you had as income. And it will give you a rough idea how your farm is doing. And last, we will have the income and cost distribution. And these are useful numbers to compare among colleagues to see how much you spent on certain parts of your farm, percentage wise. So from the farm income side, 92% was from the birds and just over 7.5% was from others. That will be manure and feathers in this example. And from the expense side, you can see that a little bit over 50% was on feed, 16% on day chicks, 16% on others, 8% on labor, and 8% on veterinary supplies. So it will give you a really clear overview how your cost distribution was on your farm. And as I said before, you could use these numbers to compare farms among each other to see if it's well balanced or not. In later videos, I will also discuss more finance tactics. So I hope I got you inspired to start up with your own financial records through 123Poultry. You could find us in the Android Play Store and the iOS App Store. Just type in 123Poultry and our logo will pop up so that you could download it for free. And absolutely no in-app purchases required. Even for non-Shampoo customers, it's free. For more info, visit 123poultry.com. You will find also the record sheets that I showed before that you could print out and use in your farm, or you could enter it directly into the application. And last, don't forget to like and subscribe our video. It might help us to reach more farmers that might need it. Also feel free to share it among colleagues because, as we said before, it's free and it's really aimed at helping farmers develop their farms. Thanks for watching and I hope to see you in future videos that you might click below.